You are now listening to the Nasi Lemak Podcast. I'm Cynthia.
I'm Xiaohuan.
Today, let's talk about team building since it's the end of the year.
Team
But
building.
first, let's start with our own team building experience. So the first year, we went to Genting Highland outdoor theme park. To be honest, as a 90s not Gen Z,
So you expose your age.
it's okay. But I still prefer the old Genting theme park.
To me personally, I also prefer the old theme park, the old Genting theme park, because basically that is where all the childhood memories.
Yes, exactly.
And that's what we remember about Genting Highlands.
The main issue of the new Genting theme park, right, outdoor theme park, is that the operation hours is way too short. And most of the time, we spend in queuing. And some of the rides, you have to book in advance. And it's luckily that we have someone in our team who is very familiar with the procedure. So she asked us to download the apps in advance, and then she know which ride you have to book because there's the ride requires for very long waiting time. So we have some sort of tour guide, That's why that it helps us saves up a lot of time. So imagine those people who go to Genting Highland without knowing all this, they will spend some more time to do all these things. And then end up, they'll waste a lot of time waiting. Yeah, waiting and settling all these things.
And the one thing that I don't like about the latest Genting Highland outdoor theme park, right, is that basically there is a lot of rides. You couldn't bring in your bags.
Oh, yeah.
And you need to purposely go and rent a locker in order to fit your bags. And some more is very inconvenient. As in, let's say, for example, that for this ride, you can bring in another ride you cannot bring in. Then you have to purposely go and rent a locker. And to rent a locker there, right, it's not cheap.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like affordable cheap. It's very expensive.
Yeah, I mean, to me, right, the old and the new Genting, overall, the vibe is different.
Yeah,
because
very
for
different.
like old Genting, right, it's more like family friendly. And the current one has more adrenaline rides. And I've noticed one biggest difference is that in the old Genting, right, even though you do not want to take any adrenaline rides at all, you can just walk in and chill and just look at how people are enjoying their rides.
Yeah.
Because you can see from the outside what is this ride about. But for the new Genting ride, I realized that most of the rides are inside a building, which means that you can't...
Everything is closed.
Not everything is closed, but it's like you can't see it from the outside. What is it inside? So sometimes for people like us, right, it's that not every ride we are suitable to ride. So we will need to observe whether this ride we can take it or not. The old Genting, you can from outside you can measure, oh, this one is too extreme, I can't take it.
Yeah.
But the new Genting, right, like we can't see it from the outside, the ride. So I feel like lack of the thing there,
Lack of involvement. Like, even if let's say you are the person that obviously don't really take all these extreme rides, you can't really enjoy how people
you won't
experience it.
You can't take most of the rides, right? But from the outside, you can't even see what is happening from the inside.
As a person that don't really take all these rides, right, my job is just basically
carrying bags
and also walking around, taking pictures, doing nothing.
But if it's in old Genting, right, you still have a lot of things even though you can't play. You can like see other things. And I remember old Genting got the caterpillar, right?
The caterpillar
and then
train.
the 老爷车 what's that called in English? Old version of car for you to
the old cars with the tracks.
I mean, there's a lot of you see, very family friendly, even though you can't take adrenaline rides, and little kids and parents can also take part in rides that are more chill and
more
enjoy.
Kids friendly, I would say. In general, I would say in summary is that the old Genting's theme park is a little bit more family friendly, and for the current Genting theme park is
more youngster friendly.
Challenger friendly, I would say. Challenger friendly, like not
those
youngster.
Who really like the new Genting, like one of our team member, I'm sorry, I really don't understand. I still prefer the old Genting better.
Personal preference.
Yeah.
So that also bring to our second year, which is like this year.
Yeah, this year.
So this year we have our second team building. Actually, in a words, we don't call it team building. We call it
team bonding.
Team bonding.
Team bonding. Yeah.
Team bonding. So because basically we don't do any specific tasks or missions.
We are not those typical team building.
Yeah. Okay. So second year we went to Sunway Lagoon.
And to me, I've been to Sunway Lagoon for so many times because I used to study in Sunway. And there's one period of time, it's like friendship month. So they give out like unlimited pass, free entry pass to Sunway Lagoon for all of us.
For Sunway students?
Yeah, Sunway students. All you have to do is just to line up, queue, and then register yourself. That's all. Then they'll give you the pass.
So for those of you looking for university, that is the reason why you go Sunway.
Yeah, that's the reason why. Although Sunway is very expensive, but they're still worth the price. Okay, anyway. So with that pass, right, I actually went to Sunway Lagoon with my friends like many times until even cover up my eyes, I know exactly where to walk.
So it means like over the years, they don't really add on new rides or even develop new side of it?
So far from the latest, the one that we went together, right, I think they don't really add
on too
any
much.
new rides, but you can still enjoy the whole park, you know. So to me, when we all suggested that we want to go Sunway Lagoon, I'm like, Sunway Lagoon, really? And then one of our team members, she actually just went a week ago to Sunway Lagoon. But then I think still okay lah. The experience was still fun lah, like having fun with our team members like that.
Yeah.
And we went on a weekday, so lesser crowd.
Obviously lesser crowd. And as a person that don't really take all these extreme rides, right? I think Sunway Lagoon still sort of like boleh tahan, still sort of like
because it's
acceptable
not just like water theme park. It also has like amusement park and then the wildlife there, so you can take a look at the animals.
Yeah.
And then even though the amusement park or water park, right, they also have more calmer rides that's suitable for kids.
You
family
call
friendly.
that as a calmer ride?
I know you got dragged by us to one of the very extreme ride lah. But still fun though.
Yeah. And I also noticed that there is VIP
Express lane pass.
No. It's like I wasn't too sure what package that it's being called. That couple, it was being carried around in a buggy. So I thought that was like super VIP or something like that.
Okay, this one I don't know. I thought you were talking about express lane because
no, not the express.
When we were about to buy the tickets, right? So our team were asking like, do we need to buy express ticket?
But then due to weekdays.
Then I'm like, no need lah, weekdays. I don't think there's so much people there. Some of the rides also we were able to ride for like 2 times, 3 times like that.
Definitely more than that.
If you ask me like most memorable ride that we ride lah, I would think is the Vuvuzela twice. We ride that twice. The trumpet lookalike, the one that you got dragged by us. Right.
Okay.
The first time,
Vuvuzela. I didn't know what they call.
The trumpet lah. We call it the trumpet. Okay. The first time when we ride, I was sitting with our team members, so it was a nice ride, not rough, and we were like, we think that this okay lah. Maybe Shanghuan and Cici they can take it also. So we dragged both of you to ride for the second time. So the second time, it was an extremely rough ride. We were like swinging all over the place, and I accidentally hit my backbone, and took me about 1 week like that to recover.
So it means probably the imbalance of weight.
Yeah, we conclude that might be because of our imbalanced weight.
Yeah.
Then another memorable moment I would say is walking the pedestrian suspension bridge. Some of our team members, they are very afraid of height.
We still have the behind the scenes, so let us show you the behind the scene.
Yeah, but because we want to take a photo, I feel like if we can take a photo on top of that, it might be a very nice moment. So that's why I suggest that let's go to the suspension bridge. Although they are afraid, but they still go up. But they were screaming all the way. Specifically, one of our team members, Kai Chi, she was like holding our hands tightly until our hands are like reddened. And then shouting all the way like that.
Yeah. But unfortunately, like I think the wave pool was closed. The surf beach was actually closed during our visit. So I think that is also one of the most
it's a bit
famous, I would say, like must visit.
A bit disappointed lah because they are closed for some private function.
Yeah, that is a must visit. I mean, according to many reviews.
If you talk about the surf beach, right, then I want to bring up about the 5D cinema. We go in with until end up with something like that. It's like a bit boring. You go inside, wear the
specs. It's not up to the standard.
And then just like suddenly shake. And then got water spraying. And then it's very cold inside, you know, with the water and aircon. And then when it ends,
that is why being called 5D. So you got 5 different dimensions of senses experience. So that's why you got motion, you got temperature, you got aircon.
Really a bit too late for us lah.
But luckily I didn't went. So or
Yeah.
else I will be complaining about it.
But the Flying Fox experience was really the best, right?
Not for me.
The Flying Fox, right? We tried 2 times. The team member that we mentioned just now, she went to Sunway Lagoon a week ago, right?
Yeah.
She couldn't manage to ride the Flying Fox because it was closed.
Yeah.
And then during our team bonding this time, right? Yeah,
She managed to
and
accomplish.
ride twice of the Flying Fox. And then I think we tried the roller coaster as well. The very legendary roller coaster. You didn't try, right?
No, definitely not for me.
Yeah. And our Kaishi also got 抽筋. After that, right? How do you call 抽筋?
I could remember now.
Yeah, anyway. And then she was sitting at the steps there. And then everyone was looking at her like, what happened to her? Something like that lah. I think if you want to conclude our if you want to conclude our 2 team bonding, right? One thing Sunway Lagoon is better than Genting, to me, is because the staff are really friendly. They really enjoy their work there. And they have fun with you, like, oh, are you ready? Okay, then go. They just push you.
There is a lot of engagement from the staff and also the people like us that went for the rides and so on. And another thing that why Sunway Lagoon is much better than Genting is the food. Genting kind of very limited. If let's say you went into the theme park,
limited and expensive.
Limited choices, and also like what you say is slightly more expensive compared to outside. And for Sunway Lagoon, surprisingly, there's a lot of choices from Asian cuisine to fast food to even Western cuisine. You've got multiple choices, and also there's various price range for you to go into or choose. But still, in a way, I found it slightly more expensive compared to outside.
Yeah, of course lah. But another thing I like about Sunway Lagoon is that we were able to wear our action camera to film some rides.
There's no limitations.
I mean, there is when the specific ride, because of safety issue, they won't allow you to wear your action. But when the first time when I asked the staff, is it okay for me to wear my camera? Then she's like, yeah, sure, just bring along. Like very welcoming, you know, like that vibe. And I'm like, wow, this is so much better than Genting. Sorry, Genting.
Yeah, because in Genting we also experienced like we are trying to actually bring in our action camera, but we got stopped.
We asked the staff, and then the staff was like very, very unfriendly, like no. But anyway, what kind of team building do you like? Because in the beginning of the year, right, we actually filmed a company's team building, which involved about 200 plus people. Personally, that's the typical kind of team building, and I really don't like that team building at all. Because, you know, team building is those typical team building game.
Typical team building game is like what? Yeah, you have to climb through the mud, climbing up the walls, flying fox. And the typical team building to me, right? I mean, due to my past experience, right, past working experience, right, is that what we do is that we really went through like military training, which is like crawling through the mud, climbing up the wall, and then we even have flying fox in the forest. Then we have kayak, and nighttime. What we have nighttime we have pit fires, barbecue. That's like the typical team buildings to me.
I don't really like those kind of typical team building because, like, okay, for the example, the one that we filmed, right? One of their game, they play Squid Game. So you have to survive until the end. And in the first round of the game itself, right, almost half of the people are eliminated. So those who are
eliminated,
they have to wait at the hall for like almost 2 hours until the whole game ends. Like if I'm those who are eliminated in the first round, I'll be like definitely boring or just sit in the hall, wait for nothing.
That's the moment you can go and chill, go and borak sikit.
No but for me I don't prefer this kind of team building, and I got eliminated in the first round. I have to wait there. I will think like, why am I here? I'm supposed to be in my house sleeping, and it's a weekend, you know. It's during a weekend.
And I think probably for those employees that don't really wanted to participate but they are forced to participate, right? They'll definitely get themselves eliminated in the very first round or even early of the game. So they can, okay, my round is done. So I can chill and makan.
Yeah, true also.
Yeah.
And another thing I don't like is that their schedule is very, very packed for about 2-3 days, and every day since morning 6 to 7 a.m. until night 11 p.m. something, even 12 a.m. something like that. And I don't know, it's too tiring to me.
Yeah, that is also the reason why when we decided to have our team building, we don't really go into this typical team building programs is just because during our working days it's cukup tiring. Why should we go and tire ourselves, go exhaust ourselves again like in team building? So that's why we decided to actually go into team bonding, which is really go on and just enjoy as much as you can.
Yeah, just like to those big companies, team building, they think that it's a way to strengthen the relationship between each worker and also between each department. Because unlike
bonding.
Unlike our company, right, we have very less staff. I mean, less members.
Very smaller size.
But compared to those company where they have like so huge amount of staff members, it's not really easy for you to meet each and one another. So that's why they require this kind of team building to strengthen the relationship. But in your personal opinion, what do you think? Do you think that team building is necessary and will it really strengthen the relationship?
To me, team building, I mean, if let's say talking from the perspective of my past career, right, team building is a necessary for the company. It's because basically we have 200 over staff in Malaysia and multiple departments and also across the region, which is like a lot of our colleagues, we don't really meet each other. We don't really see each other every day. We don't really work with each other's in specific projects. So I think it's a necessary for this big scale or even big size company with multiple locations. It's a very good opportunity for them to really know each other and also to mingle around. But if let's say you ask like in our current size and also in our current scale, right? The reason why I don't call it as a team building is because basically our bonding was created through daily working environment and also working projects and so on. So team bonding is the moment where sort of like giving back to the team to enjoy certain things together. So to so-called strengthen the bonding.
But I do heard that some companies team building, right? They other than forcing their employees to join, they will also ask their employees to pay for the team building as well. I mean, like
I never heard of that.
There's a lot of stories about team building. So I think this one we can leave it to the audience to comment in the comment section below and share with us your team building experience. Do you like it or
you don't like it?
You don't like it? Yeah, just share with us in the comment section below. And this is all for our episode today, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you.